What's up, guys and gals? How's everybody doing this evening? How's my sound? Can you hear me? Everything looks good on my output monitor. So hopefully you can hear me and it sounds good. So I have a bunch of water bottles to do. So I decided while I was working on these water bottles on the CO2 Galvo, right there, you'll see the bottle. I thought I'd just hang out with everybody and see what everybody's up to and possibly answer some questions. Or if you wanted to come in live on chat and come on screen, you can do that and talk a little bit and hear what you're doing. But that's what I plan on doing this evening. I can do a couple demos if somebody wants to see something in particular. And that's about it. I do have a couple things I want to show off before I get started. I'm not trying to sell this. I'm not trying to sell anybody on Patreon, but thanks to my patrons, I got a couple new things for the shop. As you can see right there, got a nice little sign. It wasn't too expensive, and I think it adds a little pop. Got my light source engraving scrolling, and then also have the website scrolling, and it's fun to look at, and it's fun to play around with. And I have another sign, and I really like it too. Let me get you over so you can see it. I have a new warning sign, and I really like that warning sign. It makes me laugh. It's still PG. It makes me laugh. So something to make me smile every time I look at it, and then a cool sign just to add some ambiance to the background. But yeah, the CO2 Galvos right there. I'll be using that to do these. I have a bunch of them there and even more unboxed and ready over there, setting top of my CO2 gantry. It becomes a nice shelf. I mean, it's a 400 by 600, and you close the lid and it makes for a great shelf to put all your bottles on. And if you're not careful, it starts to accumulate random crap, which I'm sure other people have that product or have that problem as well. Let's see. So I can drop the link if anybody wants to join. Also, if I have any Patreons that are out there, I dropped the link on the Patreon website a little bit ago. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome to pop in and say hi. So you get first chance, and then I'll open it up to other folks. Now, I say first chance. That's first chance from people that don't normally join me, but I actually have someone who is joining me right now, sitting in the green room. I think I might make him hang on back there for a little bit longer. See if he gets a little antsy. Nah, but we'll go ahead and bring Jeremy to the stage from HTL Customs. As soon as I get myself out of full screen.
Hey, everybody, what's going on?
There's Jeremy.
I was out in the shop anyways, so figured I might as well watch the live stream.
Can everyone hear Jeremy?
Can you hear me?
I can't because I'm selecting the wrong thing.
Hold on. Yeah, my mic's working. My mic's working just fine.
All right. They can hear you, Jeremy. I just can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I know exactly why. StreamYard changed my output device, and I'm going to switch that back real quick.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll flip over to what I'm burning on the can.
Yep, that's exactly right. I bet I can hear you now.
Well, then I'll talk and see if you can.
I sure can.
There you go.
All right,
Now,
Jeremy looks like he's running a photo there.
Not quite enough to see yet.
You look like you cleaned up a little bit. Jeremy is wearing his new hat that he got from Jim McCall whenever he sent the wood project that Jeremy designed and Jim burned for him on Jim's laserMATIC, which is pretty cool. Jeremy actually designed a project for a laser that he doesn't even know. So I think that's a big accomplishment.
I had an idea, and I was just like, hey, Jim, I got an idea. And he's like, what is it? I was like, I'll tell you. And so he helped me.
Very neat.
So that piece of steel is, let me go back here a minute. That piece of steel is 10.5 by 12. I'm burning it with my 300 lens.
That's a big piece of steel. You guys will be happy that I'm not running Lightburn on my main PC. I'll be running it on the PC over there that you see in the background to run the CO2 Galvo. And what I think I might do is just remote into it so I can control it from here, and then I don't even have to go to that computer. I mean, that's being lazy, isn't it?
No.
Scooting over, just remoting it from here.
Work smart, not hard.
Yep, that's right. Well, before we get too deep into the weeds, let me say hello to Jerry 3DHP, Vince, Jack, HDL Customs left a comment early. Deanna's here, Jeff, Kenny, and let's see, Jeff, Kenny, Vince, Deanna.
Yeah.
Tony is here, and hello, everyone. Unless you really want to see flickering, I can just fire up Lightburn and we can have a flicker festival if you want.
Nope, that's okay. 4th of July is still a ways away.
So we want flicker-free festivities.
Yes, please.
Flicker-free. So over here, I'm adding remote desktop to Chrome. It has been added.
Just blink really fast, Jeff. It'll flicker for you.
But I do have Lightburn up over here, and it is not causing a flicker on my other computer, so that's good. Tell me how loud this gets, because the fans on the CO2 Galvo, the whole thing is just fans. It's about, case for it's about that long, and on both sides just lined with big fans, and it sounds like a jet engine whenever I turn it on. So I'm wondering how bad the noise will be for you folks in the audience. Hayden, how's it going? Shazam, how's it going? And there, it is on, and those fans will spool up here pretty quickly.
Yeah, 806. Speaking of 1.5, I literally did a lens correction with the Lightburn on 1.5 today while I was waiting to get on, and it did change things a little bit from what I did before. But it did not translate that to my 1.4, so I took a screenshot on my phone, went into 1.4, and then put all my parameters in. So just be aware that you can't have 1.4 open and 1.5 open at the same time. I won't let you do anything. So take a screenshot or write your numbers down if you're going to do your lens correction in 1.5, and then shut number 1.5 down, and then go open up 1.4 or whatever the instance that you have, and then put your numbers in.
Why did you not want to run 1.5?
I'm having an issue with a couple of things on 1.5. I'm not sure if it's me, if I did something wrong. So I just been using, I have them both. They're both right here. I don't know. I have to
All
go
right.
back in and look at that. But yeah, I was having an issue do something with my 300 lens, like actually getting it to like load the library. So I don't. It was probably something I did.
Yeah, hard to tell. There's always some bugs in betas. 806 lasers. Trying out Lightburn 1.5. So far, so good. Thanks for a heads up. Did you find my heads up video useful? I'm hoping you did. I'm assuming you did. And if so, which part was the most useful? Any particular part you enjoyed or hated? Oh, yeah. Border feature on the test grid. Rich went over that feature in his video. And are you familiar with that one, Jeremy?
I have not seen his video yet. I need to because I didn't know that was a thing.
There is a border feature around the test grid. So it shows a square. And you want to make sure you have that set on line. And that's designed for your CO2s and your diodes. So you can actually cut that piece of wood out and save it. Which on a Galvo, we don't really need to cut it out and save it. Per se, you know, with a fiber laser, you're not going to. Conceivably, you could with the UV or CO2 Galvo, but you know, it's not really aimed at the Galvo users to be able to cut it out. So you want to make sure it's set on line so you don't fill the whole thing.
So that'll just engrave a line for whatever setting your numbers and stuff are?
Yeah, you can even make it 0% and then you won't get a square around it. Or you can have a nice little square outlining that test and separate it from your other tests.
I was thinking that would be good because then you could actually put text in there and label it for what lens.
Oh, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it.
Uh-oh.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, no. Is there enough room?
Enough room for what?
I don't know. Whatever you're about to do.
This.
Oh.
Light burden. Let me make myself bigger. Right here, edit border setting. Ooh. So here's where you'd want to edit this setting because the border setting is this square. See the square around it now?
Yep. Interesting.
So if we have the border setting set on fill, then that's what you get. You do not want that.
Nope.
So thanks for pointing that out, 806. That is a cool feature to have, but us Galvo users have to remember to keep that on line. To turn off the border, back. On the button. There's no tick box other than see the output sub layer, but you can't select it. So all you have to do is just, if you don't want to run it, power of 0. And then it won't output anything. Then when you go to your preview, it'll still show it, but it's going to run at 0% power, so nothing will happen. That's what I would do. Yeah, I've been running the 1.5 beta for a while. I haven't had any, so far I haven't noticed any real bugs to speak of so far. Hello, and that was the Valinut that asked that question. Thank you for joining us. Terry.
No, I know it's something that I did wrong, so I'll have to go back in and look. I hit something wrong.
Yeah, you just have to take a look.
And I think it happened when I was helping Jim do his lens correction a couple days ago.
Blame it on Jim.
No, blaming it on me. I was looking at all the crap and hit a wrong button or something.
All right. You guys want to see a water bottle run?
Where'd you get the legs?
What legs?
Water bottle
My
can't
little-
run without legs.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I 3D printed them.
Okay.
I've been 3D printing a lot of legs lately. All right, here we go. I think it's framed and ready to go. Yeah, I don't have my air assist running. That's what I forgot.
Make your screen big so we can see what's going on.
All right. I'll make it bigger for the next one for sure.
All right, then.
Man. Wasn't quite prepared. I thought it was. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Shadow effect. It's custom.
Mm-hmm. I've been meaning to get something to hold those darn lights down. That's not the first time that's happened. You think I'd have learned my lesson already?
Double-sided
So
sticky
what-
tape or zip ties?
Yeah. So what I'm wanting to do, let me switch back to my camera. I like to use one of these little risers when I'm not using air assist, when I'm not using my flexible nozzle air assist. And what I do is I'll set it beside the tumblers, close to them as possible, adjust the height to the appropriate height. And these things are cheap, you know, they 10, 15 bucks. This way I can set my little USB fans by them and have the USB fans.
That little table's only 10 or 15 bucks?
Yeah.
You're going to
Doesn't
have to
cost
throw a
very
link
much.
in the chat here for us to find that thing. What's up, Gio?
Okay. I can do that. And then if I put that right there and then align the vent right behind it, it blows air across the bottle. And then let me show you from this view. There you see the fans blowing air across the bottle right into the FUME Extraction. Then I don't have to worry about. Yeah, screwed that one up. Then I don't have to worry about flare-ups near as bad. All right, so let's do this one and get it right this time.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till you bump this 10 by 12 sheet of steel and run a picture on it and spin it sideways. That's not
Oh,
fun.
That would be so frustrating.
It's happened to me once. I about got to the point where I locked my door so nobody can come in and walk by it.
All right, now let me zoom you in. You can see a little better. Let me get this cord out of the way. All right, now it should be good to go. I'm not going to bump it this time. But just for having a little USB fan running will definitely help with the flare-ups.
I got to get a couple of those too.
If you remember to turn them up. There, now that's just one little USB pin running.
I got so many of these dumb little devices. I need a plug-in USB bar that I can just plug into an outlet so I can turn all this crap on. Lights and just ring lights now and cameras. And
Terry's saying hi from New Brunswick, Canada. I wonder if he has more snow up there than Michigan.
Ours is going away now. Mid-30s and raining today.
Yeah, ours is finally melting too. Hey, Gio, what's up? It's not the first time I've lost a bottle. That's why I always order a few extras. I'll drop a link for those fans in the comment. 806 Laser says, so I noticed the IKEA 70 watt is on pre-order and the opinions of going that high with the diode. I have not saw the specs, so I hate to speculate and make an opinion of something that I really don't know anything about at this point. But I would like to see for sure is the spot size and see how it compares to like the Rolly 30 watt or 20 watt. These tumblers, the way I have it set, takes about just a little over a minute, and then for the bottle, then it's done. And it looks like there's a little bit of stuff on there, but that just wipes right off. And then there we go. Just clean the rest of the dust off with a wet microfiber, and it's good to go.
Is that the Pro Max 70 or just the regular 70?
And then if you haven't used the foot pedal with your fiber laser, this is a great opportunity to use the foot pedal because the job's stored in the memory. So all you have to do is just push down on the pedal and it runs. I keep my foot pedal up on the desk just so I don't accidentally step on it to start it up. And hey, everyone, we have another guest joining us. We have Jerry with 3DHP, and he's got a coin on the bed.
What's going on, guys?
Ooh.
You hear me okay?
Yeah, sounds fine. 806. There's a couple of videos on YouTube if you want to just look it up on YouTube and check that thing out. It'll probably give you a lot of information we don't have on it.
I'm going to look it up. Which one did he say?
It's the regular IKEA 70.
I'm using Lightbird 1.5 for the last couple of days now, and there's been a couple times where my cut and layer area was completely blank, but I jumped tabs and I came back and it was there, but it's been working out for me pretty much. It's rasterizing
I'm thinking Rich was not a fan of that 70 or the IKEA that he had. I don't remember for sure. I'll have to go back and
was that the Pro 48? Well, he had the 48 watt, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that one. Or the 30, it's 36 or 48. 36 watt. I'm looking at his video right now, but it was the 36 watt he didn't like.
Wow. Let me bring this up on screen. Pro Max 70 watt combo pre-sale, $22.99. That's insane.
Wow. You can get a 30 watt fiber for that.
Oh, this image I'm doing, I forgot to pre-check it. Damn it. Oh, well.
Well, hey, it has beastly performance. Okay. Any laser that has beastly performance has to be good. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Rich, how you doing today?
Hey, there's Rich.
He heard us talking.
Let's see. Oh,
Rick,
click high-speed autofocus. Intelligent Z-axis. Engraving. 4.3-inch offline controller. I don't know. I'd have to get one and try it out. Dual gear laser power output. 70-watt gear and a 35-watt gear.
I hope you feel better, Rich.
Yeah, I've been there, done that too.
That happens to me a lot. I'm just zonked. I got up at 9:15 this morning. I was up half the night, and I just woke up when I woke up, and I got up. Okay, it's 9:15. Grabbed the monster, turned on YouTube, and see who did what, and watched everybody's videos. So I start out every morning.
That is just insane. That price.
What does that thing come with? Your screen's not very big, so I'm trying to.
Here we go.
Okay, what's that secondary box there with the air assist?
Has a point. Second generation COS package laser, a 0.2 by 0.2 dot. All right, so it's got a really long focal length, it looks like. Linear rails. Oh, that's a positive. The extra thing that it comes with there, let's see, there's the screen.
Yeah, that right there. There's two boxes right there. I know one's probably an air assist.
Power supply.
Oh, that's a power supply. Gotcha. I was.
And
yep,
the other one might be the air assist.
Well, my son was on vacation in Phoenix with his family and his two kids, and he was coming back in a stormy, rainy weather. He hit it, fall on a truck on the highway. He hit a big pothole, which gave him a flat. So he put his donut on, drove back to Phoenix, went to a place they're about to close, and they wouldn't help him with the tire. So they called another shop. They wouldn't help him. So then he went to Discount Tire. They go, yeah, sure, we'll help you, but there's like 14 people ahead of you. So I said, well, there's a good chance you got a bent rim on your car. And they said, well, if I do, they sell rims for that car here. So, yeah, the Kia of some sort.
Rich says that he highly doubts it's 0.2. Yeah, manufacturers are going to put their test specs forward, and then you have to wait to test to find out what the actual size is. For most of them. I'm not saying all of them, most of them.
What's that jig called, Patrick, that you printed? Off Maker World or Thingiverse or something?
Printables.
Printables?
Yep. The guy I talked to the guy that designed it, but I remixed it to make it smaller and then make it, well, and Joe Nicholson did some work on this too, to make it smaller so that you could fit two vices on one plate and then use that to level your tumblers up and down.
Okay.
But I do have the file for this one I have sitting on my laser bed, and if anybody wants it, I give you the file for free. There's no charge for it.
Just make them out of a couple pieces of 1x4 and a pin nailer and some glue. Works just fine.
You got your air assist on? Blow that out?
I've got a USB fan on.
Okay.
It gets most of it. Well, the cool thing about the vise is when you have just your like 20 ounce and 30 ounce tumblers that you can, spread the one section apart. Say that'll be the back and then the front, and bring it closer together, and then you have a nice level tumbler to engrave on with cylinder correction. That's if you're just doing one side, then you can just do that real quick. If you're going to do multiple sides, then that's when you'd use Geo's jig for cylinder correction.
Jeremy, does your shop have a wood or concrete floor in it?
It's stick built, 2x4s,
Okay.
shingle roof, but it's up off the ground. There's a space underneath it to the ground, and the floor is not insulated, so it gets cold in here in the winter. It wasn't intended to be a laser shop and a holster shop and other stuff. It was built as a storage unit for when I built my house, because I put this in before my house was in, and I have since then retrofitted it to my shop.
Yeah, my dad used to have a garage in the backyard, a small shed, and then he bought a boat, so he extended the shed, which had a dirt floor, and then later on down the road, he put a single roll-up door in it, and he concreted it, just formed it up and poured up to the existing walls, and added the concrete floor.
Yeah, everything's done to code, licensed builder and all. You know, they came out and inspected it, so.
It takes me longer to take these bottles out of the box and then get them clean and put back in the box than it does to engrave them with this CO2 Galvo.
Your video froze.
I hate the smell of powder coat.
Oh, that's why.
Am I still froze?
Yeah, whenever you have time, Patrick, I'll take that file and I'll print it out and I'll use it for stationary objects in the Galvo.
Yeah, it's very handy, especially cylindrical objects for, like Geo says, the V setup for quick change.
Jeremy looks so young shaving there.
Yeah, I got so tired of that.
Yeah,
he looks like
felt like one of the dogs was laying down under my chin.
What was I going to get you guys links for? Oh, the USB fans?
Yeah.
I've got those in my shop here. Let's see. I think I have like 2 or 3 sets of them. Well, I thought they were linked in there. That's all right. I'll find them. Now, they come in different flavors. You can get like what I have here. Let's see if I have another set laying around. So these are handy because they are a 2-pack, but they're wired in line. See, you got one wire that wires out. It's 2 fans. So you can set a fan up. Let me see. Do it this way. You have this fan pointing this direction and this one pointing this direction, so they converge into one stream, and then it kind of blows center. So if you have a bigger project, you can run them from the sides, or if you need more air, you can always put them together and kind of concentrate. But there's the 2-pack, and then they make single ones, and they make single ones that are a little bit bigger. I think these are the 80 millimeters, and then they make 120. Yeah, 80 and 120. Let me find. It's like $16 for the 2-pack of the 80s. They're pretty cheap. Here's the USB fan. Let me get the. see. And that little platform I have, it's called Lab Jack. So you pay attention next time you're watching TV and you see a lab and they have like a beaker or something. They'll often have them sitting on these little lab jacks. And here's the one that's $16.99. Lab jack. Or that could also be Jack in his shop wearing a white coat, and we could call him Lab Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Meh, meh.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Cross the streams. Yes. It's okay to cross the streams.
Sorry, but here you go, delayed.
Oh, I need that sound. I have plenty of jokes like that.
I had to turn it off. I had to enable it. Had my stream deck turned off.
Yeah, if you get a white coat, Jack, then you can call yourself Lab Jack. What's up, Mercer
Merry-
Outdoors? How are you doing?
Hey, Mercer.
Time for another bottle.
It's been
Hey, did you have
sprinkling
a
here.
successful material test on that planer board?
What's that?
I was talking to Mercer.
Oh. Is there any demos or anything anybody wants to see that I could do within reason? If there is, I'd be happy to show you.
So you got Lightburn running on the other computer behind you. That's why your video is good here now.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. My other computer behind me runs the UV laser, the CO2 Galvo, and the CO2 gantry I have over there. So I
Okay.
run 3 lasers off of it. And then my main PC, I run 2 fibers and the laserMATIC. And my third fiber whenever I have it hooked up, but I don't at the moment.
Somebody wants you to do a tumbler on a Rolly rotary.
Ooh, all right. That's a challenge. Has anyone out there had issues with the Rolly rotary? As far as being able to turn a tumbler or anything like that? Just wondering.
Wow. I have about 50 minutes left on that photo.
What size lens? 300?
It's my 300. It's a 10.5 by 12-inch piece of steel. It's going to the, if it turns out well, which it looks like it's going to be, it's going to the art show on the 12th with me.
Rich is getting irritated. We're calling it the Rolly, and he's like, laserMATIC, laserMATIC. Sometimes I like to call it the Rolly just to irritate him.
I don't. I'm just ignorant, apparently.
I'm terrible. Sorry, Rich. I know you're not feeling well.
I made up for it. I threw his links and Hobo's links and your links in my video today because of all the teaching that you guys have been doing about diodes and tabs and slots and all that stuff that I had to use when I put that beehive together. So I don't think I would have tackled it if it wasn't for your guys' videos. I can tell you that.
There's just one problem right now with getting to the laserMATIC. I don't know if you can see that issue there behind me.
Huh.
Does anybody see it?
It's an underpaid employee.
Yeah, Rich, you don't call your Cadillac General Motors, but if General Motors only made one car, you probably wouldn't call it a Cadillac. You'd call it General Motors since it only had one version.
Here's the issue. I've got to get all these done before I can access the laser.
Yeah, they just said forget that. Never mind. How many you got up there? Like 20?
There's at least a dozen, maybe a little more. I'm going to try to get those done and do a tumbler on the roller. laserMATIC. Sorry.
Well, actually, I've got a Rolly and a laserMATIC. If I was dumb and I look at the front of the machine, one says Rolly, one says laserMATIC. I mean, I know better, but that's what they say on the front of them.
Let's see. I didn't want to miss a question here. About to buy a laserMATIC 30. Can you use another brand rotary? Grab theirs. Okay.
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah, he phased out.
Hold on a second here. All right, 806. Can you see these pins? Like here's a pin, here's a pin, and here's a pin. This is the base plate of the laserMATIC. So this is the bottom of it. You can tell this is the origin because that's where I do most of the work.
I see a shadow of a ghost in the bottom left. It's kind of a weird looking burn. Two eyes. Yeah. Well, sort of.
That is crazy. Spooky. So anyway, these pins are designed so that the rotary will index. Every time you put it in, you pop it down, it sets on these pins, it keeps it from moving around, and it indexes to the same point. And then that index point is programmed in to the device file that you receive with the laser. So you want to make sure you get the laserMATIC rotary so that you're always using these index points and always lined up.
Keeps the price.
And the roller rotary and the chuck rotary both index on that base plate.
You guys are going to make Rich turn this off.
Yep, and Jeff pointed out 806 killers is to find a fit and design a fit in place easily. Being a newbie, my rotary chuck has just kicked my butt. Yep, that happens.
The new feature in the new Lightburn that'll be coming out one of these days is really cool. Figuring out your taper. You don't have to do math. It's just pretty simple.
Did you see it in my video?
Yeah, and I seen the feature there and your video. Yeah. I think Rich talked about it too. I've seen both of them.
Yep.
I watch everybody's stuff. I don't always comment, but I always give everybody.
Thanks.
I give everybody a thumbs up, but I don't always comment. So a lot of times I watch it on TV in the morning.
I was pretty excited about it. That's why I wanted to do a demo with the taper tool and cylinder correction combined. because it's handy for the Galvo laser folks. I need to do a marathon session of these bottles. I have 150 to do.
Ouch.
Wow. Shipping will be terrible.
Luckily, I won't have to ship them.
Yeah, that's a good thing when the customer will come and pick them up. Now, did you order those in and get them shipped to you, or did the customer drop those off too?
No, I ordered them in from JDS. My 20-watt module is
refresh your page; it'll show up.
My 20-watt module is clean, nice and clean. My 30-watt module is nice and clean, so I'm going to do a 20 versus 30 engraving test. I've had several requests for those, or for that video. Here we go.
I don't want to look at that. I want to look in here and see what that's doing.
Let me see here.
I see a flag and a cabin, possibly snow on the ground. Now we're waiting for some mountains.
It's looking good. Okay.
There. The light was washing it out. I had to move the camera down.
You know what would be fun to say? And it's a lot easier to say than laserMATIC cam. If I say, let's go to the Rolly cam.
Roll that beautiful rolly footage.
All right. So there's the camera on the laserMATIC. You can see this bottom piece fits in here.
Did you download those ducks I sent you, Patrick, or print them out?
Not yet, but my printers have been printing stuff for orders.
Yeah, I think I linked my files. I couldn't find them on wherever I found them at, Thingiverse or wherever. I sent you mine. Obviously, they have them closed up, so you don't want no infill, no top or bottom layers. That way they'll be open.
Poor Rich. The only thing I could think of was that's an oxymoron, but he's not one. That's just what that is. Never mind. Sorry. I need to go to bed. I was up way too early this morning.
Too early to go to bed. We're over here hanging in the shop.
I know.
I asked Jeremy a question yesterday. I don't remember what time it was. It was like 10, 11 o'clock my time. And it's like, wow, he's still up?
Yeah, it was 1 o'clock in the morning.
I come out to my computer throughout the night and randomly check things. I'm always checking my computer all night long. If I wake up, I come out and check my computer messages, randomly check things.
I don't. You just made me look for half hour for material lineup bars.
Yeah, hey, yeah. I really wanted to get those, but I don't like the idea of paying $20 shipping.
No, you got me thinking too. I'm gonna find some material and make some, and probably try to offer them for sale if I can. I'm gonna hit the scrap yards first, get some clean stock.
$20 shipping for what? What were you guys talking about?
Material hold down bars.
You put on the jig bed, those little aluminum bars, you line your work up. Instead of having a vise, he doubles his up and put his material in between it.
I think that was on my recycled copper video. I showed those how I was using those.
Yeah.
There's brass and copper debris all over it right now from yesterday. So
All right, I got to get my glasses and my little tiny screws here. Let me go, but just switch back to the camera while I'm doing this.
You know, Amazon Prime, I pay $140 a year to get free shipping. So everything I order isn't actually free shipping, but it, you know, seems like it is.
Well, you get other benefits with Prime too, I guess.
Yeah, see all their bad video programming and nothing ever gets watched there.
Yeah,
and then Twitch,
exactly.
$5 a month, you can give somebody your subscription for free.
I think I gave mine to you.
Thank you.
'Cause I never watch anything on Twitch.
that picture I'm burning is from Adobe Firefly.
Yeah, Jack, I go through Prime, Netflix, Paramount, Disney Plus, all of those. I'm always looking for something, YouTube, trying to find something to watch. I love sci-fi, action, adventure, sci-fi type stuff.
My wife gets so mad at me. I'm a B movie disaster movie guy, and she can't stand those things.
When I was younger, I used to like B movies, but as I got older, I kind of like, it's too corny. That wouldn't have happened.
My wife gets mad at me because all I want to do is watch the rated X movies, and she doesn't like those. I don't know.
I don't know why you would watch formerly Twitter movies anyway.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. They seem to be trending, I guess.
I have no idea. I just got a notification that I had some Twitter messages that I didn't respond to, and I'm like, I don't even have a Twitter account. I don't think I do anyway. Or X or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's still, the address is still twitter.com, so I keep calling it Twitter. Yeah, The Perfect Storm is a great movie. I've seen that a long time ago. Sad ending.
That's the one on the boats, right?
With my logo? Okay.
Yeah, fishing boat, and they all go down at the end. And since nobody was there, they have to assume what probably happened, and they made the movie.
I'm trying to make out what you're putting on that coin, but I can't quite see it yet.
Let me look at the picture and I'll tell you what it's going to be.
Is that the alien or predator or something?
No, it's like a Viking skull type thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any cleanup passes set up for it. I'm going to wait and see how it comes out before I run a cleaning pass over it. Because sometimes you want all the burnt bits and the nooks and crannies, and then hit it with a wire brush, and all that stuff will still be down in there. And I haven't got a tumbler yet, so one of these days. Coin tumbler. And my new logo, I tried burning it a couple times, and I'm going to have to try again. Part of it came out really deep. On the 3D HP, the D is really deep. The I Love Las Vegas sign up top didn't, it engraved it, but it's not deep. It's just parts of it are really deep and parts of it aren't. So not really sure why that happened. But like I said, I've learned a lot and I'm getting there. Jeremy helped me out with a ton of settings, and then I found a couple settings online that I kind of changed a few things, and then I got what I'm currently doing seems to be working. But as far as for line intervals and such, I don't know when I would need to change it from this to that. I don't understand that. So right now I'm just going with some settings that seem to work.
Yeah, I was looking for my coin that I did the other day, and I can't find it, but it turned out like crap. I don't get the whole 3D stuff, I guess.
Vince,
I don't understand it.
business apps that you get with Business Prime. That sounds interesting. Vince is saying that with Business Prime, there are business apps that you actually get.
Yeah, I had that for a little while. I didn't spend enough money, so I got rid of it. You don't have to, spend money to keep it. I just didn't use it.
Leaving the World Behind. Is that the new one that was produced by the Obamas?
Don't Look Up is pretty funny.
If it is, I watched that one.
Where the moon is metal and hollow. It's a secret base, which it really could be.
Which one was that?
Don't Look Up.
Yes, I watched that one. That was pretty cool.
I thought you were talking about Iron Sky.
Okay, fun fact, the QR code. There's a QR code in that movie, Leaving the World Behind. It comes up on screen whenever they're standing in front of their TV watching the breaking news, and there comes up a map of the United States. And right beside of West Virginia, a QR code pops up on the screen. If you pause it at the right moment, you get that QR code clear, and it takes you to an abandoned, I think it might be the Wikipedia page or whatever. It's a page about an old, rundown, abandoned amusement park in West Virginia. It's kind of cool, just since it was something local. Yeah, the Tesla scene was pretty cool. I like that too.
Oh, where they're dead all over the highway?
Yeah. And
yeah, I don't remember.
They're programmed to just keep slamming into each other.
Yeah. I just watched a movie a while ago that I seen a couple of years ago with Sylvester Stallone. I forget the name of it, but I had seen it 4 or 5 years ago, but I forgot it. So when I rewatched it, I didn't know what was going to happen next because I forgot about it. So that's one good thing about getting older. You can rewatch shows and you don't remember them very well. Bits and pieces might look familiar, but
which screws?
Yeah, Kenny Sims went to a store here in Vegas the other day. I don't know if they're all over the country, but it's called Winco. It's a grocery store. Have you ever heard of Winco?
No.
Evidently, there's 3 in Vegas. Nothing near me, but they're kind of like a Sam's. It's not a membership. They got better prices than Walmart on almost everything. I've been watching a lot of videos online about it. So when I get paid on the 1st, I'm going to go to the one out in Henderson and go grocery shopping. It's called Winco. They sell 1 million different things where you can scoop it and weigh it and bag it. And there's a lot of everything.
See you later, Rich.
Take care, Rich. Have a good night.
See you later, Rich. Get some
I
rest.
had some questions about my gantry arm that my camera was hanging on in Facebook. It's hooked to the ceiling up there with a 4-inch Lazy Susan, same one I used on the bottom of my beehive, and got my arms and some door springs, some screen door springs to hold it. And then, yeah, my camera's hooked to it, and we're looking at that.
Looks good.
One of my little DIY woodworking projects I did 6-8 months ago.
Did you do a video about it?
No, that was before I was really getting into putting stuff on YouTube.
You could still do a video. Just explain what you did, show how it works. You don't have
Actually,
to show
I did. I did, but it was so bad that I didn't use it. I just deleted it. It was really bad.
Okay.
But there's 1,000 videos on YouTube where people are making those, and I was like, they do it way better than I would ever do it, as far as making the video and explaining it. And I was in a hurry, and I just wanted to whip it out. So
when in doubt, whip it out.
Well, one interesting thing that I actually did though is I cut washers for when you tighten up the elbows to keep them from dropping. I cut washers out of Kydex, which is what I make my holsters out of, and on the laser, and use those in there and tighten it down with the wing nuts, and so it kind of helps grab. It was pretty good. Works better than I thought it was.
I'm not familiar with Kydex. Is that leather or plastic?
Plastic.
Okay.
A really cool thermosensitive plastic.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Get it in all kinds of prints.
What screws are we supposed to use for this?
Oh, it does? Jim McCall, thank you. I didn't know that.
laserMATIC check rotary jaws.
You can get your logo put on it if you want.
Anybody tell me which screws? I think it's supposed to be these little hex head screws.
One of them M4s?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny, I know it's employee owned, yeah. It's like us with Plus Credit Union. Every member has shares of the company.
Tiny black screws. Okay. That explains it. Because I'm missing like all my tiny black screws. I have no idea where they went to.
Looking good.
Big pine trees coming into view.
I found them.
Gonna have Yogi Bear over there on the right side standing by a pine tree, I bet.
Nope.
I put them in the wrong spot.
They're not Yogi Bear. You know the bear I'm talking about.
I wanted to put Sasquatch in there, but then I was like, you put Sasquatch in there, you got to put the aliens in there holding hands with them. And I was like, maybe not this one.
Thank you for answering that question. Did valid enough? If I'm saying that correctly. Don't know how I put those in the wrong spot and then lost them and then couldn't remember which one I was supposed to use. Anyway, I'm getting this rotary set up to put this tumbler on it. Now that I know which screws to use. What does make sense because these are the screws that fit into the countersunk holes in the little jaws. I just couldn't find them.
Well, it might not be a woman's voice, Kenny. You never know. I was paying a bill one time online, and I was talking to the person on the phone. I said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am." I don't remember which it was, but I totally got the sex wrong, and I made him mad, and I didn't mean to. I was just trying to be polite.
Thank you, person.
Yeah.
You don't know what to call people now.
Yeah, if you get offended, it's on you.
Yeah.
I just tell people, if you find me offensive, then you're the problem.
Yeah. There's being rude.
I'm not offensive in any way.
No, there's being rude and being crude and stuff, but then there's just like, if you're offended by somebody just normal speak, then yeah.
Are you trying to mansplain that to me?
No.
I'm offended.
Wah. I'll send you a cup for your tears. Although I don't need to. You got plenty behind you.
Good old tear cup.
What do you mean? And not a furry? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jim, it's an AI you're talking to. It's not even a real person.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about the AI. I was going in a completely other direction.
Speaking of AI, I put a Facebook reel out today, and it was, other than the clips of mine that I uploaded and added to it, it was all totally done by AI. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, Kenny's
Yeah,
having trouble with his resin printer. He spilt some resin, took it apart. Z-axis wasn't working. Cleaned it up, got it to work, put it together. Now it's not working, so he thinks the plug might have came out. Yeah, most of the time when I go to pay a bill or I call somebody, it's the same guy in India that I'm always calling. He must take 1,000 phone calls every minute.
I just lost my chuck key to this rotary in that short amount of time. All right, found it. I lose everything.
what does Rich always tell you? It's to the left of the thing that you put it behind on the right side.
Yep, it's always to the left. Okay, I'm ready. We now have a tumbler in the rotary. But the first thing I've got to do is level that thing up. I'm going to do that right now while it's sitting here in front of me. And for you guys that are thinking about the laserMATIC rotary, it has 2 thumb screws, one here and one here, and that loosens it and allows it to totally spin. So if you wanted to do a larger tumbler or a larger bottle, you can spin it out away from the body of the rotary. Sometimes you might need a counterweight depending on how big it is, and then engrave a larger item. Or you can spin it back, have it this way.
Or straight up in there like the Plaque Shack did where he engraved
level it
the
up.
bottom. Plaque Shack had it straight up in there and engraved the bottom of it.
Any angle you want. Then once you get it level where you want it, it's just turning those 2 thumb screws and boom,
yeah, but if you're doing the bottom, you don't need it on the rotary though, per se.
Yeah.
Jack says you can say Rolly because Rich is taking a nap.
That's funny.
He just opened one eye and rolled over. And he's looking at his monitor right now.
Probably. Smacking it like it's an alarm clock.
The only thing I can figure when they originally put Rolly on it, they should have put laserMATIC, realized they made a mistake. So they're trying to get everybody to go forward saying laserMATIC rather than Rolly, even though it does say it on the machine.
I think Leo prefers Rolly because it's this high school professor's name that he named the company after.
Friggin' call it a Mitsubishi as long as you're buying it.
Mitsubishi?
Hyundai.
What about Daewoo?
Daewoo?
Yeah.
Do you know that company surprised me a few years ago? I didn't think they were making excavators and bulldozers and stuff, and all of a sudden I ran across a video where that's all this company, I think in Colorado, had was Daewoo heavy equipment, and I was like, I thought they just made wannabe cars.
I remember when they were making car parts. All right.
You go.
I am going to turn on my overhead lights so my main camera might get a little washed out.
We went across
How about-
Mackinac Bridge to the UP 2 days after one of those things got blown off into the lake.
You go. Yeah.
I want you guys to be able to see down inside this machine. There you go. So here's what I was talking about where these pens come in handy.
Drop them in. We'll keep it perfectly lined up. You don't have to mess with it.
So we have one hole there and one hole here. Those two holes index on these pens here. Of course, I'm not going to hit it. There's one, and there's two. And there it is lined up, locked in place. It's not going to go anywhere. Then what we need to do, before you home this, when you have your rotary in, loosen it up and bring it all the way up. Then we can work on adjusting the focus. This little focal holder. This is going to be a little low. That's okay. I'm just going to run it the way it is. Once I end up running it. And I should have plugged the rotary in before I set it in there. Move this guy out of the way.
How many passes are you doing with that, Jerry? Is that the 256 standard?
I think it's 248,
248?
246, 248, whatever it is standard. How many shades of gray are there, Jeremy?
7,962.
256.
256. That's what I'm doing then.
There's 50 shades in that one movie.
Yeah,
Never saw it.
me neither. Don't plan to.
Only shades of gray I want to see are in Lightburn.
Yeah, they're going on my piece of steel right now.
Oh, I should have plugged this in. It would help if I wasn't upside down. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I never knew how a fiber laser would do a picture. I kind of figured it'd be like my coin and just kind of be all over the place at once and draw it out, and you'd be done in a matter of minutes.
All right, there you go. Sorry that took so long.
Yeah, it does, Kenny.
All right, my gosh. Okay. I should have used my longer cable is what I should have used.
Yeah, I
Now-
remember Pong when I was a little kid in Duck Hunt.
I had some sort of a computer box thing that had a keyboard on it that you had to hook to your TV. And this was back in 93? No, 80,
80 something, yeah.
86? 86, something like that. I was like 12 or 13. And they had this like 2-inch thick book. And it took me 4 days to type in all the code to just get a ball to bounce around the screen. And I was 2.5 paragraphs from finishing, and my sister came through, kicked the cord, and unplugged it, and I had to start all over again.
Wow.
Nobody was allowed to touch the TV until I was done.
I'm going to make my screen big and then show Lightburn and then switch over to the laser once it moves itself in place from the Lightburn preset.
Right there, right on the front of the laser head. It says Rolly.
All right, we have the rotary in there, so we need to go to the Move tab and Save Positions. We go to Check Rotary, and then you can see.
You didn't enable rotary on that screen.
No, not yet. I'm just moving it to the proper position.
Oh,
So you'll see whenever you have it run to that preset where it's indexed on those pins, it goes to the very center of the rotary. So it's already centered where it needs to be on that tumbler. Now, with rotary, you have a few options. You can see from our little crosshair right here, this is where the laser head is currently setting.
Hello, Robert Lowe.
Our job from absolute coordinates, user origin, or current position.
Commodore 64? Was that what that thing was called?
I remember Commodore 64.
I think that's what it was.
So do you have are you having issues with setting your origin, like where you want to start from?
Say that again, Patrick. You went all garbled for a minute.
I wondered if you had any issues with origin, where you're starting from. Now, if I go to rotary setup, it's set up for chuck rotary. 96 millimeters per rotation is correct. I just need to set the object diameter. I know those are, I always use 88 millimeters. But that's it for setting up the rotary, and you're ready to go. But this point right here is the very center. So we need to run our graphic along this axis right here. Okay, no origin problems. Very good. Hello, Robert. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to go to, there it is. Add this graphic to the project. Then spin that around. What I want to do is line up the center here with the center there. Crosshair with the center here. So there it's lined up. And you could even make a template of your cup if you wanted to. That way it would help you line up your graphic. Put that on a toolpath. You could do something like that. But I know that 88 millimeters, so we can definitely go bigger. Actually, I'm not doing cylinder correction, so it doesn't matter. Just doing the rotary. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to make that about 78. This should be a nice size to wrap around. Then that will leave all that area inside black, inside the letters black. It's a black cup. So I think that should be good. That dot is that new from the one. I'm not following you. Now, if I go to the laser and frame this, and that's where I'm having trouble. See, it's not framing correctly. I was hoping with a smaller tumbler it wouldn't do this. Change cords just in case.
You had your rotary enabled, right? Because it was moving.
Yeah, he enabled it.
It
Robert
won't
Lowe
move
had a
if
great
it's not
night.
enabled. Thanks for stopping by, Robert.
So thankful I'm retired for 10 years now, but sadly that comes with age. But I don't miss not working construction every morning, bright and early. Be there at 4:30 or 5 in the morning.
All right, I'm gonna go with the cable that ships with these riser leg kits, and I'm fairly certain I'm going to get the same results.
It appears on Rolly's site that if somebody has their 10 watt, they want to upgrade to the 20. I think it's a $400 upgrade, but that doesn't make sense. It sounds like that's too much just for the head. That can't be that much. That's what it says.
Okay. Yeah, I was having this issue the other day. Unfortunately, that's will be as far as I can go.
Any idea why it's happening?
I have my opinion, and I've talked to Leo about it, and they're have a fix in the works because they reached the same conclusion that the rotary motor is not powerful enough. So they redid the design so that it's using I think a NEMA 17 instead of this little NEMA. What is that? 7, something like that. Anyway, they're putting a bigger motor in it. So if anybody has any issues with that chuck rotary, they will indeed replace your rotary. But not all of them have the issue, to my knowledge.
I started a video on mine, never finished it, and then I've moved on, but I need to make a video about it. I haven't used it yet with the 1020 laserMATIC MK2.
Yep. So I'm not going to be able to do any. Did you get the new one with the bigger stepper motor in it? The Valnut, he said he got the new rotary today.
I had about 12, 13 minutes left on this photo. And when it's done, I think I'm going to get out of here. Go back in the house.
Yeah, my coin's only 23% done. It's been going for an hour now, so it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Well, that stinks. I couldn't do any further testing of the rotary.
Bummer.
Oh, you've got the new version. So, yeah, you shouldn't have any issues. That's a good thing. Yeah, that is a bummer. Oh, well.
Yeah, when you have time tomorrow, Jeremy, send me a link to that file, and I'll print that out for the fiber for that jig to hold the tumbler in position. If you have time.
You mean Patrick?
Oh, me? Yeah.
Patrick. There, I did it again. I'd done that a couple live streams back. I don't know why I do that. It's my brain.
That's all right. I've been called worse.
Well, didn't I send you that link to the printables for the hold downs for the laser bed? I can't remember if I sent you that one or not. It was 1 o'clock in the morning last night. I don't remember.
No, you were talking about how they melt when they're plastic. You get them too hot, but I wouldn't want to print them out of plastic.
Well, no, but I was gonna say I thought I sent you that one so you could make some just for putting like cards in and other little devices or other things.
Let me check. I don't think you did. You sent me the one link to those bars that were reasonably priced until you get to the part where it says shipping.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't even know where it was at now.
Somebody sent me a message. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, shipping nowadays is crazy, and it's not any company's fault. It's all these shipping companies wanting so much money for everything.
Oh, I don't know. My Bluetooth is off, so my phone's yelling at me.
Yeah, OMG lasers. Those bars were $10, but shipping was $20.
Yeah, they can ship two or three or four of those bars with the weight for less than $7. So
anyway, my phone's yelling at me because it couldn't connect to my Dexcom glucose monitor. The Bluetooth was off.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got a ton of 3D printer extrusion. I could make some. It's just it look really stupid in my videos if I'm using something that's jerry rig like that, but it would work.
I might have to restart it. The phone, that is, it's going to keep dinging. Let's see. I have that vice here somewhere. I gotta find it. I'll have to look for it tomorrow.
wow, that honeycomb video I put up today is so far my best. It's only been out for 7 hours and I got 124 views on it already. That's not bad.
That's good. No.
I still have less than 200 subscribers, and I think that's pretty dang good. It had 9 views on it before I could even pick my phone up and look at it after it uploaded.
Awesome.
Whenever I do a video, I share it on the community on YouTube, first place. Then I go to my Facebook group, my Facebook page, and then Twitter. And then if I can, I'll put a picture and link it on Instagram. And then I'll go to my Discord channel and I post it there too.
Yep.
I should have shared this live stream and I didn't get around to it.
I did about an hour, 2 hours ahead of time. Then you change the time on it.
Yeah, I had an electrical issue here at the house I needed to address.
So I had it open on one monitor and it's like, wow, the time just jumped up an hour. I said, oops, something came up.
Yep, sure did.
Life happens.
Well, here's the story. I guess a bird got into the house. And while they were my wife and kids were trying to shoo this bird out the door, somehow the broom, they say it, I'm being told that this broom brushed up against the ceiling fan with the force of a feather duster. So that's what I'm being told. Okay.
Swung by Paul Bunyan, maybe.
Yeah. And in turn, it shifted that fan enough that the 2 screws that were holding it, because it was on a down rod, it shifted it enough that the whole fan just dropped and just pulled the electrical wire and everything with it. And obviously the breaker tripped, and this was on the 2nd floor, so my son's room didn't have power for like half the outlets and his lights and stuff. So I had to seal off those wires. I used some not wire nuts, but the little crimp connectors. And then and I had to get on a ladder to do this. And then it's in the loft. So I was in the loft on the ladder, staring down, thinking there are way better ways to die than this. I don't like heights anyway. So I got those crimp connectors put on the ends of the live wires, and then I was able to get down the basement and flip the breaker, and everything looked good, and electricity upstairs again.
But
And
did
now I
you
got to
have your
figure out how
wife
to
film
fix
it?
this ceiling fan. Huh?
Did you have your wife film it with her cell phone in case something happened? Should have it on record. Are you falling?
No, I had her standing basically on the bottom rung of the ladder so that it would keep it from tipping it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it a
I don't know if
hummingbird?
it was a big damn bird or it was a big damn broom. Jack said a feather duster dipped in concrete. Yeah.
Edward Scissors dusters coming up there and cut them wires right off.
Like, oh my gosh. Why do I have to do this now? It's just always something. There's always something.
Cue the music, friends, and step into the world of light source.
That was something that you put on somewhere. I have no idea why it started playing.
What's that?
One of your videos. I think it was. What did you put out today? You put a video up today.
Oh, it must have been playing through. Oh, that's why. Let me turn that off.
No, it was on my phone. I hit something and my volume was all the way up, and I turned it down when I sat down here.
Oh, okay. Yesterday was the little picture on wood.
Oh, okay.
Picture
That
I
makes
did for my
sense.
daughter.
Yeah, I went on
Yeah.
Lightburn. They sell stickers for $15. You get 2 big square ones and then 4, 5, 6, 7 other different sizes for a little pack, like $15.
Yep.
So on the first, I'm gonna order some. I guess I want to put that big sticker on the front of my fiber laser. There's Jeremy had an idea just to engrave one and put on it, but I want it to be the same colors, so I'll probably just buy one of their stickers and put it on in front of the machine. Or actually, I got a 3D HP one. I could put one of my own on it. That'd work.
Yeah. Put your own on there. You can always add a light burn somewhere else. That way, different camera angles. If you're using, you might end up getting the light burn in the shot.
Oh yeah, I burned that picture of Clint Eastwood on that patch, that leather patch, and it's been floating around in here, and it's starting to look like it was getting dinged up a little bit. So where did I put that? I think I peeled the back and stuck it to my refrigerator.
Kenny's asking me the pros and cons of a CO2 Galvo. I'll start with the cons. They're heavy and loud. Those are the two cons. I wouldn't get rid of this thing unless I was going to end up with a higher wattage CO2 Galvo. But for tumblers, it is the best. Especially with cylinder correction, you can zip through tumbler real fast. They do a great job on wood. It does a great job on acrylic. It will cut acrylic. Several passes I can get through 1/4 inch. Yeah, clear. Yeah, a few passes I can get through 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch acrylic, no problem. I do 3D engraving, 3D slicing on acrylic with the CO2.
Is that how you made your awards?
Yes.
Okay, they say you can't cut through clear acrylic with a diode laser.
That's
So
correct.
Can you put tape on it and cut through it?
Nope.
It's got to be colored acrylic and cut, but not clear.
Yep. In
Because once it
solid
gets through the
color,
tape, it still hits
not
the clear stuff, huh?
translucent.
Oh, 100,000 times better than fiber. I quit doing tumblers on my fiber. I got sick of messing it up all the time because the coating's a different thickness, or I don't know, just done. I hated it.
Yeah, once you get a setting dialed in with your CO2 Galvo, you pretty much set. That's for tumblers.
Yeah.
But he does a great job on wood. Let's see, I have an ornament left over. Let me show you what it does to the walnut.
Isn't a diode a blue light laser?
I take that back. I don't have any extra ornaments.
Dang, that picture's looking good.
Kenny, when you say better than a fiber, are you specifically speaking about tumblers? If so, the answer is absolutely yes.
He's trying to determine what to buy possibly next month when he has the funds. If he gets one machine, he's trying to figure out what would be the best bang for his buck. And he might get a deal through Pascal. I'm not sure yet.
Well, it depends on what your primary focus is going to be. You want to do metal, or you want to do organics like acrylic? Acrylic isn't organic. I misspoke. Organics like slate, wood, cork, leatherette. It'll do leatherette too very well. Along those lines, and then you can add in your plastics, acrylic. Or are you wanting to do primarily metals? In that case, you're looking at fiber, which fiber can still do leather at times. It'll do leatherette, no problem.
It'll do dark plastics if you want to cut or etch mark on plastics. If you have a MOPA, you have a lot more capability to do plastic.
Yep, you've got PMags and that kind of polymers you can do, Delrin.
I've got Kydex laying here that I just use for cutting out little parts and washers and shims and everything if I need it. It doesn't squish and flatten out like wood does when you stack them.
It basically just depends on what your primary focus is going to be.
Yeah, Kenny, I'm trying to hit as many craft shows this year as I can. I was doing the gun shows, but our lovely governor, whatever, shut a lot of that stuff down. So,
hey, Ike, how you doing today?
Ike, how's it going? Yep, for firearms, the fiber. If you're doing serialized parts, you'll need an FFL license to do those.
Explain what you mean by that.
If you're, and it's still kind of a gray area sometimes on depending on which ATF agent you talk to, but even just marking on a serialized gun part, like such as a receiver or a frame, is considered gunsmithing. So you need to have an FFL license in order to do gunsmithing. Jeremy has his FFL. I have mine.
Yep.
So we're legal to work on whatever.
And now, even if the owner of the gun stays with the gun while you're doing it, they're still making you get an FFL now.
Yep, you're still gunsmithing.
Yep, especially if it gets left overnight. Then you have to log it in and then log it back out.
Yep. FFL, what is it, like 175 for 3 years or 150 for 3 years, something like that?
Yeah, I think it was 130, 150. And I got an 07, so that covers everything from 1 to 7 except for 3. So, which is
I'm an 07 as well.
Yep.
So once I get really good with everything I'm doing on PMags, I guess it doesn't matter on PMags, but different types of firearms, if I ever get good at it and I want to do side work with it, I got to have an FFL.
Yeah, but you only need an 01. So it's like $100 or $80 or whatever it was.
Okay.
You don't need to go the 07. The 07 is for manufacturing. Like if we wanted to buy parts and put AR-15s and junk together and sell them. And it also covers if, we're going to reload and sell ammo. So
yeah, I'm getting there as long as I can keep them centered. I sometimes get mistaken which lens I have in it. When I open up Lightburn, I pick the wrong lens, and then things don't come out right.
It takes about 6 months from start to finish to get your FFL, roughly. And the time, well, maybe it's around 4 months now.
yeah,
From
it
the
was
time you apply
was
to the
3 or 4
time
months.
where you actually get your license.
Where do you go to apply? Depending on the state, it's different state by state, or is that a government
No,
agency?
it's ATF.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the internet.
All right, I'll look into it.
You got to get your picture taken, get your fingerprints done at the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Gotta send
You
all
don't have
that
to do
crap
the
in.
sheriff's office. I did my own.
Is that because you're going to have possession of somebody else's firearm and they don't want nothing to happen with it, or something is committed with it and they know who has it and all that?
Oh, so listen, if you go in for a background check to buy a gun, and what the FFL does runs that 4473 on you. If you're going to become an FFL, the background check that they do on you, my ATF agent was like, dude, your background check came back so fast. He goes, I don't think we've ever had one come back that quick. You are so clean. He goes, yeah, just like triple or quadruple what we do for an FFL compared to what we run one for a 4473.
Okay.
No FFL for PMags.
Yeah, I misspoke when I said that, because it's not something. It's not a firearm. It doesn't have a serial number on it.
And it's not a firearm part or an accessory.
Well, you can do dust
like a
covers, you can do PMags,
Yeah.
you can do rail accessories, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you're getting into uppers and lowers and barrels and stocks, and ATF is pretty much calling all that stuff firearm parts now, and you need an FFL to do it.
Yep.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's the way they're seeing it. Some unelected bureaucrats sitting in an office are making up rules for how things go, and that's normally not a good thing. In this area.
You got a MOPA fiber, Ike, or is it a standard?
Yeah, I got 3 PMags I bought $10 a piece on sale that I done my first one on. So I need to. I don't want to pay for Adobe Illustrator unless I have to, and right now I don't have to. So I'll go in that. What's that other program I can't think of?
Inkscape.
And draw it out and try to do all the different little areas of the PMag, the different, and something different. But
I do 90% of my stuff right in Lightburn anymore. I don't even. The only thing that I use Adobe for, and I'm gonna probably dump it this year, is adjusting some photos, because I like to use Photoshop once in a while. But with the thing that's in Lightburn now, if you find a really good photo, you don't really need Photoshop. And then my video editing is through Adobe, but I can find something else that I don't have to pay for to do that too. So I do 90% of my stuff, 95% of my stuff just in Lightburn. That's so good. You don't need to use a different program unless you're doing like super ultra hard stuff that Lightburn can't handle. Like Patrick, he's got some fancy stuff that he does.
I do. What's fancy?
Oh, your axe and hammer engravings and stuff, and how you get that reverse, the inverse to go.
The free version of DaVinci Resolve for all my video editing.
Yeah, I don't know what the ranges are, and that 30 Monport for you, Patrick. It's a MOPA, so he should be able to do PMags with that thing.
Yeah. Yep. They'll be able to. I had a thought, and then I was listening to you guys talk, and then I lost it. I don't know what it was.
Sign of old age.
But no, it's behind you to the left.
I don't know. I don't see it over there. I don't know where it went.
Oh, my left. Sorry, I'm backwards.
The other left.
The other left.
I got out of my truck the other day. I went to the store, and I'm looking in the center console with my right hand, trying to figure out where's my vape pipes. I have it with me wherever I go, and I can't find it. And then I noticed it's in my left hand.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like you
check
lose
it
your
out, Jack.
sunglasses when you're on your head. You lose your reading glasses, and they're on your head. Yeah,
I've never heard of Caden Live for videos, Jack. No.
I haven't heard of that either.
Do they make you share your video stuff with them so that people can use it? Because there was a couple of video editing things that I was looking into that it was a requirement that you had to put it into the public domain for people to use, because you didn't want to pay for it. And I was like, nope.
Came from Linux.
I am starting to run into the wall, and I'm not going to engrave any more models.
Ike, go to a gun range, one where they do a lot of training, and ask if they have any broken mags. Your Glock mags, any of the polymer mags, even if they're pistol mags, would be good medium to, even if they don't have the guts in them. Like if they're plastic and they broke because they got dropped, but there's a good enough surface on them, just see if they'll give them to you, or you can buy them for dirt cheap. That's what I would do.
And I cut my practice mags in half with a bandsaw and engraved the inside for testing too.
Yeah, Patrick sent me a couple that I could work on the inside, and then I got online and I Googled a couple places, and then I found some place here in Vegas. They had some PMags, M16 PMags, $10 a piece. I thought it was free shipping, but a week later my order hadn't came, and I checked, and no, I had to drive across town and pick them up. But $10 a piece is cheap, I think.
Boise, Idaho.
I asked the lady.
Let's see. I just had a thought. No, I can't remember. Oh my gosh.
It's the same.
Check Facebook Marketplace, like also. Maybe somebody has some junk on there they're selling pieces and parts. You never know what somebody's trying to make a buck on.
How
Yeah,
far
it's the
is
same
Des
thing with
Moines
metal
from?
for testing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Patrick. I walked on.
I was just saying, how far is Des Moines from Boise?
Des Moines, Iowa, halfway across the country. Idaho's above me. Des Moines, Iowa's back in the Midwest.
Yeah, how far is Boise, Idaho from Des Moines, Idaho?
Ask Alexa. Alexa, how far is Des Moines, Iowa from Boise, Idaho?
Yeah, Des Moines,
No.
Iowa.
He wants Des Moines, Idaho.
No, Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Iowa? Oh.
1,362 miles.
All right.
It's a waste to drive to go find some used stuff at a range, though.
Oh yeah, I was just had a totally different thought. I was just thinking about the country and how far that would be for me.
Oh, wait, yeah. I drove to Iowa when my wife was out there in college, and it was a 7.5, 8 hour trip nonstop just to get to the middle of Iowa from here.
I was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, but I've never been back. I moved to Vegas when I was 5.
You made Jeff's Alexa answer as well, Jerry.
That's funny.
That happens a lot on my live streams. People say something, I got to try to hurry up and mute my speaker or tell her to be quiet.
I know I just know from here to Des Moines is like 12 hours. That's how I was wondering, from Des Moines to Boise, how much further would that be? So that was my rationale where I was going with that question.
Oh, I noticed, Patrick, when I took my logo and I dropped it into Lightburn, initially I used the cutout logo where it doesn't have a background. So most of the brass coin was still prominent, was still all the way there. And then it took my logo and sunk it real deep. So the second time I did that, I took a logo that had a white background around it like a circle. And I figured that would be the deepest part, but it didn't touch. Once again, it didn't touch at all. So I'm going to have to play with my settings to try to get that right. But it looks pretty good. It's just some of it's really
running a 3D slice with it.
Yeah, I hit 3D slice with an image.
Yeah, normally that doesn't work too well. Unless you do some playing around with it and convert it to an actual grayscale image.
Okay.
Robert, you got to have really good ventilation if you're going to run plastic on a fiber.
So you can get more height and variation between the different layers.
So use Inkscape to convert it to grayscale?
Sometimes, I don't know about Inkscape. There are a few different methods out there. ImageR actually has a 3D grayscale mode now. The most simple way is to convert it to in Photoshop or whatever the equivalent would be, GIMP maybe.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, convert it to black and white, grayscale, then invert it, and then play around with your levels so you can get it to come out the way you want it to, or at least somewhat the way you want it to. But yeah, typically just throwing one out there doesn't, or throwing an image into it for 3D slice doesn't normally turn out very well.
Oh, that thing is almost done. It's got like 3/8 of an inch to go.
It's very impressive. Can't believe the way the snow looks.
Up in the kind of the midway point of that first pine tree, the sun is peeking over the edge of the mountains and it's kind of wrapping around the tree. That's amazing.
Is that an image, a JPEG, or what are you working with there in Lightburn?
That is from Adobe Firefly. That's the thing. If I get rid of Adobe, I'm getting rid of Firefly too. So it's an AI generated image.
But when you put it in Lightburn, what's it called?
Are you using a PNG?
Yeah, I once I get it out of Firefly and crop it if I need to, which I do, then I export it as a PNG out of Adobe Illustrator, and then I can pick that up in Lightburn and then just hit the image adjust and do my little magic button with all my settings and hit go.
You done some little tests like 3x3 to see how it's going to come out before you tackle the
No.
full scale?
Nope.
Oh, yes. Thank you for your service. The jet in your pic is a picture I took from a refueler. That's awesome.
Oh,
That's cool.
Ike, send me that thing. I'll put it on a piece of steel and send it to you.
That would be cool. Very cool.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Jeremy, I think as soon as your picture wraps up, I'm going to wrap up this live stream.
Yeah, this thing lied to me, telling me it was only 15 minutes away.
We'll be at about 2 hours. That's good enough.
Yeah,
You guys have
wrap
snow?
it up whenever you want.
Patrick or Jeremy, you got snow outside?
Yeah, it's going to be up in the 40s this week and raining, so it's going to be gone.
Yeah, it started melting off today. We had about maybe 5-6 inches total, I think.
Robert, this is on cold rolled steel. It gets a layer of clear coat or 2 layers of clear coat when it's done. And
So you
then I
drill the
put my-
hole so you can hang it up. Are you going to put chains on it and hang it up in your shop or the wall? Or
Yeah, I got holes drilled in the top. I run coated cable, wire cable through it, or picture hanging cable. And it's going to be going to the art show February 12th for sale, where part of the proceeds go to a benefit that they're holding.
That's cool. It's done. I heard the beep.
Yeah.
put your logo or something on the back in the bottom corner somewhere.
Yeah, I do. I have a it's called a photo backer that I put on there with my information.
Okay. Somebody
QR
sees
code.
contact.
All
you.
right. Let's see this photo on your main camera there.
It curled up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do to fix that is just extend my photo to the right and then run it from a 90-degree straight over, and then I'll cut it off when it hits that bottom corner. It'll look fine. I've done it many, many times.
It looks really good.
Ah. There it is.
You
That's
making
better.
big?
All right.
Making big
Yeah,
pictures?
now we can see that real good now. Looks pretty amazing.
Very nice.
That's my dream home right there, out in the middle of nowhere. Raggedy old flag, cabin in the woods with a wood stove.
You need internet though.
Huh?
You need internet.
Nope. If I go out there, I don't need nothing but a rifle, a shotgun, and a 4-wheel drive because a country boy can't survive.
All right.
What about your laser?
I'll sell it. Somebody can have it. I've got it all broke in. It's ready to go.
You wouldn't take your laser with you? What's wrong with you?
Are you kidding
I
me?
figured you'd take your laser before you took your kids.
No, they got to bring in the firewood. What are you talking about? My laser ain't going to do that.
Your laser ain't cooking no meals.
Nope. I mean, it might, but I haven't put a hot dog underneath it yet.
Stupid fly. Yeah, get some high quality photos and post that in Laser Maker's Realm. I want to see that once you're done with it.
Okay. Yeah,
That
I'll
looks really
adjust.
good.
I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going in tonight.
Yep. Yes, sir. Well, thanks, Jeremy and Jerry. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Robert, it looks really good sitting right here.
Everybody in chat, smash the like button, share it, subscribe, do all that stuff. It would all be greatly appreciated. Go subscribe to Jeremy's channel, HTL Customs. He needs a lot more. He needs to grow his channel, so please help him out and share out his channel and Patrick's channel and mine if you want to.
Yep, and we've got our episode number 2 of the podcast coming up this Saturday at 8 p.m.
Looking forward to
Saturday at
that.
8 p.m. Set your alarm clocks.
Will do. And then I'm on Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific with the Jerry Show. It's a maker hangout where I have people from all the world to drop in and we talk about this, that, and everything. Our different hobbies.
I'm off work, so I'll be able to drop in Saturday. I plan on dropping in.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Cool.
I'll send both you guys links. And if you have time, you do. Life, you get busy sometimes, so no worries. You're always welcome.
Yep. Hopefully it'll be all good.
Yeah, I've dropped in a couple times. I've been busy the last couple times, but I've been there.
I've worked the last 3 Saturdays in a row, so I haven't been able to.
Something else you could do, Jeremy, that Trevor used to do all the time from Navarre 3D is he would, first off, he had a TV in his store running. He'd show my live stream on that, which was very nice of him, but he would just drop in, he'd chit chat when a customer came. He'd just leave his camera up and he'd go help them and he'd chat when he could. He'd just leave his camera running. So you could always drop in your shop, if you're working and talk to chat when you have time and just have your camera running.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to do that at one time and I had a few issues with my cameras. I couldn't figure out what was going on with them. So,
all right.
But yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm
tired.
Seems like you got everything up and running pretty good now with your whole audio video visual setup.
Yeah.
I think you're a little
Good
bright,
job.
though. That's the only thing I think. You're a little bit bright. You need
I
more
was going
light.
to mention that to him before the. Yep.
Less light
You're
behind you. No, you
I was
need more
going to
light
mention
on your
that to
face.
you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to mention that to him before the podcast that you're just a little washed out. It's like your overhead light is so overpowering.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll work on that a few minutes beforehand and turn lights on and off and see where we're at.
Yep, sounds good.
Well,
But
take care,
overall,
everybody.
in
Have an awesome
progress.
night.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Everybody, have a good night and have a great day tomorrow. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.
Later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.